Cybersecurity and cyber claims has taken off a little bit lately. We've experienced a few more incidents. I guess probably because it's near tax season. We've had several of our firms call us to inform us, unfortunately, that some of their clients have already filed the tax returns for the 2018 year, even though our firms were still working on those tax returns. So, we're trying to determine in those situations where the actual breach occurred, whether it was at the firm or perhaps a cloud provider, or that the tax return, the tax preparation company could have been breached as well. So we are getting a few more calls. We're all seeing some more issues with cyber the ransomware problem, and most of those are actually due to employee issues, employees opening up emails from unknown senders that have attachments. Of course, those downloads malware into your systems and ransomware into your systems. We've seen those. And then lately, we've also seen some issues with employee partner emails getting breached and getting hacked. And the bad person unfortunately living inside that email for a couple months, monitoring emails and participating in a cyber crime event where they actually emailed the client and instructed the client to wire money to the CPA firm, but it really wasn't the CPA firm, and we have no idea where it was. But because they were involved and they were able to follow the email transactions, they were able to kind of slide an email into the stream and actually convince the client to wire money to them. And unfortunately for the firm, that caused a pretty bad situation, because then, of course, the client said that the email originated from the firm, so they are not responsible. They were just doing as they were instructed. You just have to assume that if you have a firm of 10 people, you're going to have the possibility of somebody opening up an email and giving that cyber criminal an opportunity to infiltrate your system. And once they find out it's a CPA firm, I can guarantee you they are well aware of the amount of financial information that CPAs have on hand. And they're also very much aware of the fact that you probably don't spend nearly as much money as some of the larger institutions who spend billions of dollars a year in cyber protection. So they're going to go to where the least resistance is, and they have targeted small CPA firms. We've had several of our firms, and these are not big firms, that had their servers basically hijacked and the client confidential data used to file fictitious tax returns. So it happens, and it happens all the time. If I were practicing today, there is no way that I would practice without cyber insurance. A couple of reasons. Number one, the risk is extremely high. I think the risk of getting a cyber breach or some sort of incident like that is probably far more greater than a fire or flood. So I think the risk is much higher. At this point, the premiums, I believe, are very inexpensive for the amount of risk that you transfer. CPA Mutual's premium, I believe, is very inexpensive and well worth the money. And also with that policy, we have a dedicated risk management website that's set up for our firms. It's by state, so if there are different state reporting laws as far as a cyber breach, credit monitoring, the reporting issues, those are all available to our members for free. And also, the thing that people don't realize is that once a breach occurs, there's going to be a lot of computer forensic work done on the back end just to make sure that the criminal is still not in your system. And they're also going to want to discover how the criminal breached those records. So that's expensive as well. So not only is the credit monitoring and also the notification of your clients expensive, but the IT work that will have to be done, especially if you've had ransomware where your computer system is shut down completely, you have to make sure that the criminal, that malware is removed from your system. Otherwise, you're going to pay the ransom, and then 2 weeks later, you're going to be shut down again. So it's not inexpensive to go through a cyber breach or ransomware or any type of cyber crime. The premiums at this point are very reasonable, I believe, and also the risk management tools that come along with that policy just make it very, very cost beneficial. So we highly recommend, if you don't buy it from us, you definitely want to have cyber coverage.